Monitor the schools. The Jamaica Youth Advocacy Network says it warmly embraces the recent directive from the Ministry of Education, indicating that head coverings are no longer compulsory for male Rastafarian students with dreadlocked hairstyles. However, the network stresses that there needs to be constant vigilance as the new policy takes effect.
Executive Director of Jamaica Youth Advocacy Network, JAN, Shanique Bowden, says some school administrators may persist with the irresponsible practice of barring students from schools due to what they deem as grooming infractions. She says that must be firmly opposed.
We typically contend with the issue of schools making their school rules and implementing sanctions or punishment for students who do not adhere to these school rules. One of the most alarming practices we've seen is them barring students from entry into schools because their hair isn't cut how they want it to be cut, or their pants is too tight, or skirt is too short. And that, for us, raises a major issue as it relates to the care and protection of the child and ensuring the safety of the child while in the care and custody of the school administration.
While the Education Ministry doesn't support the barring of children from schools, Ms. Bowden says,
we're very keen to see where they're going in relation to the school grooming policy, to really put some strength into the sort of guidelines that they're given to schools to develop their own internal policies for how students should adhere to dress codes and grooming standards that the schools are setting.
There have been recent cases where students were locked out of schools. So with the leeway now given to male Rastafarian students, Ms. Bowden says she hopes to see sanctions against school administrations that go against the policy.
We have seen instances where there are some schools or some administrations that are quote-unquote repeat offenders. And so if they continue to just go unsanctioned, so to speak, then it really makes having a grooming policy and guidelines of those sorts null and void, because the schools are still left up to implement the rules in the way that they feel best for them, without considering that there may be implications for how they go about that.
Ms. Bowden urged parents to take swift action and report any case where schools bar their Rastafarian children for not covering their dreadlocks.
If a parent finds that they're sending their son or daughter to school with their dreadlocks out, and the principal or school administrator is saying, nope, you're not entering my school, I definitely think that they can find some recourse by exploring avenues to the Ministry of Education. Because at the end of the day, they're denying them their right to access public education. And if it's a case where the ministry has said, we don't support this, then I'm sure that they'll be able to facilitate some sort of consensus or compromise as to how to move forward.
Javon Keys, TVJ News.